Hello friends, I am Shravana Lakshmi and welcome back to my channel Sparkling Future. Before starting with today's topic, I request all of you to subscribe to my channel and also please like, share, comment and hit the bell icon for the latest video notifications. Thank you. So welcome to the series of Scala tutorials. Today we will discuss about functions. In the previous video we have discussed how to define a function, how to pass parameters, how to call a function and all that in a Scala worksheet. So today we will see how to work more with the functions. Okay, what are other types of functions available in Scala, how to work and all that. So I am creating a new Scala worksheet. Okay, so in the previous video we have seen how to define the functions, right? So today we will see how to pass the default arguments. So let's say there is a function like this. Okay, simple functions I'm taking because easily we can understand. Okay, so like this usually we will declare a function, right? So this is how we declare a function. Let's print this. Okay, so now if we wanted to call this, usually we will say 2 plus 3, and when you save it will print 5 because here itself we have a print statement inside the function. So 2 plus 3 equal to 5. And now we will see how to give the default variable. For example, for B, if you wanted to send some 4. Okay, so now let's see which value it will take. Here we are passing 2 comma 3, right? Because the second parameter we are passing in the function, it has not taken the default value, it has considered the one which we are passing, and it is giving the uh, total value of 2 plus 3 equal to 5 here. Let's say we are not sending anything. Okay, let's say we are sending only 4, and if you see here it has not given any error here. Usually it for in any function, if there are two parameters and if you are sending only one parameter, it should give a error, right? So it has not given that first one. Second one is it has considered this 4 and it has done the 4 plus 4 equal to 8. So if there is anything that by default value if you wanted to send, and no need to hardcore, I mean if you wanted to hardcore, or if you can pass any variable also here outside, you define a variable as a global variable and you can pass that also here. So this is how we can give the default variables in Scala. Okay, and always remember to give the default variables at the end. Once after all your parameter declarations, for the last value only you can give this one. Otherwise it will the compiler will get confused because how many if it's in the last, it can consider, it can substitute the value from the default variable. If it is in the middle, it cannot understand for which value it should take the default. For example, if you have a C here like this. Okay, so see now it has given because two mandatory variables are there, right? That's why it has given. Okay, so now let's say you are giving like this. It doesn't know to which one it has to take because it is in the next, right? Even though it has the default value, it doesn't know, Scala compiler doesn't know whether this 5 to be considered as B or C. So it is always better to give the default variables for the last parameter in the function declaration. Okay, got it? Fine. So next one is the named parameters. So now these parameter names here we have given as A comma B. So now when you say A comma B, it has taken as 4 into 5. So we will take another example because this will be a bit confused. We will do division. Okay, so let's say there is a division. One I will just, because sometimes there might be some keywords as well. Okay, so let's say C int and D. There are two variables C comma D, and the return type is also integer. and inside this what we are doing is, let's no, we'll print outside only, return C by D. Okay, okay, so now let's call this function outside, and to the division function, let's say we are passing like this. Okay, println result. So it will do 100 by 10, the value result is 10, 100 by 10 equal to 10. Now here when you say 100 here and 10 here, 100 will be assigned to C, 10 will be assigned to D. Okay. But you wanted to pass 100 to D, 10 to C. In that case what you can do is D equal to C equal to, okay, okay, because we have C by D, I am giving like that, otherwise we have to change the return type to float and all that, that's why, just for the simplicity. So for, as per the function definition, C is the first variable, D is the second variable. But now I am saying that for the D I am giving this value, for C I am giving this value. So now let's print and see what is the output. It should print 10. So what it has done is, it has taken 1000 for C, 100 for D, and 1000 by 100 equal to 10. So even though we have reversed the parameter and we have sent the values, it has considered as per this named values. So if we send like this, this is the these are called as named parameters. Okay, got it? And next one is nested functions. Nested functions means calling a function inside a function. Usually in the main also we will have multiple functions, right? If at all we are defining any functions inside main, that is also called as nested functions. So let's say we will do some simple we will define a function. Okay, we will define a function, function 1 I will say, and inside that we will pass one integer, and inside this function we are receiving the x as input to this one, right? So we will say definition some number. Okay, then inside this we will say take that int value, return boolean or string, we will say equal to, here we will say if okay. So here we will call this function, and if you notice I am calling inside this function one only. See, this brace is ending it here. Okay, so now in the num I am passing 10. We'll print this, okay, instead, so that it will consider that as unit. Okay, should call this function outside. So this is ending here. So I'll say that so now we are passing 10 to the function. So what it has done, it has taken 10 here inside the number. It comes to this one, right? Because 10 modulus 2 equal to 0, so it's a even number, and inside this function itself we are calling here, so it will execute this. So first this 10, when we pass, it goes here, then it won't execute this function until we call the function, right? So it calls the function with this 10 value, and that 10 value, it goes to this if statement, and it prints in even, and it is printing the even value. So like this, if defining functions total body inside another function body, means this concept is called as nested functions.